Sometimes entrepreneurship can be shit. That's where the slide comes. Yes. Who said yes? Put your hand up. Yes. There we go. Yeah. It's not fun. Like Silicon Valley stories and Zuckerberg have made entrepreneurship sound like the most glamorous thing in the world. Yeah. Amen, brothers and sisters. but it's not. It's hard. And it's not like you're going to do sex, drugs, and rock and roll because you started a business. Like you're going to be poor, you're going to have no friends, and you're probably going to get fat because you've like got your work-life balance inverted. And I put on like 15, 20 kilos when I turned 30 because I've just been trying to hustle and trying to work too much. Like true story. Anyway, so a hassle with the hustle. There's a lot of hassle within the hustle at times, and that's something that we have to understand. And that's why we need real mentorship and we need real honesty when we're telling people that it's not easy to start a business. Yes. Working for someone else is easy, and we still complain and we hate it. And then we have to do our own thing, and we suddenly have to become the accountant, the janitor, and the apologizer when things get broken. What a stupid thing. Why would you want to be an entrepreneur? Like ridiculous. Anyway, this contradicts much. So, the most important thing about being an entrepreneur and starting your own brand is developing your own story. And in every story there's heroes and villains. So what are the heroes and what are the villains in your story that can make you really have an exciting and definitive edge, that when you walk into that meeting, when you walk into that first boardroom session for you to shake a hand and close a deal, that you are so passionate about the thing that you're doing that it's going to be infectious, that people in the office are going to get out their EFT abilities via the app and they're going to pay you money immediately. Because that'll solve all the data issues and the cash flow problems, and you'll be able to tell your story about how you're going to be the hero in a world of villains, in a world of challenges. We were the heroes because we were disruptive, we still are. We're smaller than everyone else, but we're here to make a difference, and we're here to work with disruptive brands that need to tell a story that don't always have the biggest budgets. And that was like our hero and villain moment. Cash flow and cash blockage. So I talk about this currently, and I talk about it quite often within today's session. Cash flow is an issue. So you get to dictate what terms you get your money on. You have to be aggressive when it comes to debtors, and you don't always have to be the person that does the client service and does the cash talk. It's always important to try and separate the good cops and the bad cops within that space. Like I have a finance manager, she's incredible. She gets tough when she tells people, you need to pay us. And then I'm like, oh, I love you, Mr. Client. It's important to get that balance right. And in the early days, I used to talk in plural. So everything was about like we and our. Our finance department will send you this. Then I had an accounts and retroviral email that I set up, and I could get like an angry keyboard warrior, pay us or we're not doing the work kind of thing. And then I could send an email from Mike at retroviral and be like, hi guys, don't mind accounts, you know, they're just a little bit aggressive, but we're here to do a great job. And that's the important thing, is to like separate those different roles and responsibilities when you need it. Because you can't be the good cop and the bad cop at the same time, because you have the potential to damage those relationships. So who is going to be the person with the big stick that's chasing people for money? And in so many situations, if a company tells you that you can only get paid in 120 days, you push back and you say, hey guys, our payment terms are deposit up front, remainder upon completion. So at least you're getting some kind of cash in your business to stimulate that economy within your space. Like you can dictate things as a small business. So don't be shy to talk about money in a way that's very honest, because that's your lifeblood. And you're going to die as a business if you don't have the money. Show me the money! Momentum. So I'm not talking about the insurer here. I'm talking about the fact that small wins lead to greater wins, that lead to better things. Small negatives lead to greater negatives. Momentum is a very important word as an entrepreneur, because if you're in a struggle, if the market is terrible, if you're not getting work through the door, it's a numbers game. You've got to get out there, you've got to hustle, you've got to sell, and even if you take something that's a little bit below what you would normally, or if the price isn't quite right, take it so that you can get the money continuing, because sometimes you have to work with terrible clients. Like we've had that. We don't love all of our clients all the time. Don't tell them. Don't tweet it. But you know, sometimes like we have to shovel stuff that we're not loving because it's going to lead to something greater. Or use that very difficult, arduous client to create a case study, because perception is king in the entrepreneurship space. People want to work with winners. They want to work with people that are excited, that they're passionate about doing work. So when I see my entrepreneurial friends moaning on the internet, I always tell them, delete that tweet, kill that Facebook post, don't whine, don't be a moaner, because people want to work with people that are excited to work with them, regardless of the solution. And that's the thing, what comes back to your comment about attitude and gratefulness. If you've got the right attitude, it's infectious. More people want to work with you. People want to have a good time because you're Mr. Good Times. I love this meme, it was like Boss Baby or whatever. So I'm meeting the CFO at the airport, call for my tricycle. Like I mean that's the voice that I'm always really influenced in. I love it. And hiring is tiring, but what about firing? I thought that like for this time of night, let's get some rhymes going here. And it ultimately is, it's very difficult to hire your first employee. You never know when the right time is. It's so difficult to forecast from a pipeline perspective to say, listen, it's time I can actually hire someone. We as entrepreneurs, we try and kill ourselves because we don't want to give away the precious little cash flow that we have into someone else's existence until we know that that person's going to be okay. As founders, we are fine with taking high risks, high rewards, and not always taking our own salaries, but we never want to be in a position when we hire someone and then we're affecting their livelihood, or they don't know that they're going to get a salary every month, because that doesn't create confidence, that doesn't build trust. And if you're going to build a business, you need to build trust with the people that are the most important. They're the ones that have taken the risk on you. So if you can't afford to pay them every month, then don't take them on. You know, you've got to take the responsibility to bring them on board. And then obviously the firing part. The firing thing is a very difficult thing, especially in our market where, you know, the employee is generally in the wrong when it comes to dismissals, and we've got a lot of like hectic labor laws in this country. But when it comes to firing people and you're not working out, like you have to make a swift, decisive call. If that person isn't right for the business, if you don't have the right rapport, you've got to chop the head off and say, I'm sorry, it just didn't work out. And then you have to pay the 3 months, the retrenchment, whatever that is. Like you have to do that as the entrepreneur. Like you have to solve that problem in the ways that it has to be solved legally in this market. But it's very important that if someone isn't working for your organization and they're not getting the shit done, you've got to chop the head off quickly. Like not really chop the head off. Like yeah. Not condoning violence here. And then networking. There's this thing called 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? And it's a chapter in my book as well. And for me, it's all around the fact that everything is so small and everything's so interconnected. All my stories about the internet, social media, and how we're all connected through this crazy world. Joburg in particular, it's a mad hustle city, but it's very tiny on the grand scale of things, in the greater scheme of things. So when you have the ability to come to an event like this, the important thing is to like start a conversation, see what someone's up to. Because there's always someone, especially in these sorts of environments, that knows someone who needs your services, or someone who knows someone who knows someone. And our degrees of separation are so small, and that's why I use the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, because this adage goes that in Hollywood, everyone is connected to each other by 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon because of the movies he's been in, who he's been a co-star with, whatever. I finished writing my book in August last year. It went to print, and then I went on a holiday to New York. And I was walking past Central Park, and there came Kevin Bacon on a bicycle. Like, this is no bullshit. This is a true story. Okay? So I'm walking down like Grand Central and then into Central Park. And Kevin Bacon comes around riding a bicycle with like a little basket on it. And I'm like, yo, that's Kevin Bacon! I'm like, Kevin Bacon, what's up? And he just just came riding around in his little bicycle. So I love the story because there was a chapter called Kevin Bacon, and in real life I saw Kevin Bacon driving around on a little bicycle. There we go. If that's not 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon and the power of networking in one example, I don't know what is. Thank you very much. That's been me.